welcome back to Fox 43 AM Live. Join us now are Matt Bretz with Bretz Injury Law and Jerod Breit, Regional Executive Director for MADD Heartland. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I'm very excited to chat with you guys today. So this afternoon, Governor Kelly is signing a proclamation making it MADD Day in Kansas in recognition of those injured and impacted by impaired driving. So Matt, I know this is a cause near to your hearts.
Yes.
Explain a little bit about what MADD does for the community.
Well, thank you for having us. We always appreciate that. MADD's mission is really broken up into two parts. One is victim services, so providing services for victims and survivors, and then also work related to prevention. On the victim and on the local side, it's providing counseling, advocacy services, and so on for victims and survivors. On the advocacy side, it is raising awareness for the dangers of drunk and drug driving, getting it to stop,
Yes.
because right now in the U.S. we have about 13,000 Americans who are killed a year by impaired drivers.
Wow.
Things like .08 and the HALT Act that was passed a couple of years ago, we've talked about before. Those are the sorts of things that we do on the national level to bring an end to it.
And talk a little bit about some of your involvement with MADD.
My involvement's gone back a long time. I've represented victims of impaired driving since 1991. And about 10 years ago, my partner and I started Safe Ride, where we gave people rides home so that they didn't get DUIs and so they didn't kill people on the road. And MADD reached out to me 7, 8 years ago after we'd started that, and ultimately asked me to be on the board. And so I'm on the national board, and I love what we do there, and I also love what MADD does here in this region, providing services to victims, providing impact panels where offenders go and hear about the effects of their crimes, and hope to discourage them from doing it again.
Amazing, yeah, so far reaching for you guys. And Jerry, what does it mean for the proclamation here in Kansas?
Yeah, a lot of the times I tell people when we talk in MADD, we talk a lot about statistics. But for every statistic, it is a person.
Right.
And so when we talk about MADD Kansas, we're actually also talking about people, a collective of supporters, advocates, victims, and survivors who are trying to turn their tragedy into triumph. And today is one of those days for them, and especially for a victim survivor who's been working on this alongside our Kansas staff. Today is a step forward. Today is an opportunity for MADD Kansas to have our levels of government, our elected officials, recognize the work that we do here, but also recognize the work that has to be done. And so December 16th will be MADD Day in Kansas moving forward during the Impaired Driving Prevention Month. And so we're just really excited to be able to add this to a piece of our awareness campaign that we work on every day.
That's fantastic. And again, like MADD's been working on this for years. And what spurred the kind of now for the proclamation to be made? Yeah,
victim survivor here in Kansas who lost her daughter to an impaired driving crash, a member of the military, our armed forces, tragically taken too soon. And we have opportunities for volunteerism and victim impact panels like Matt mentioned, but those aren't the only opportunities for our victim survivors to deal with their journey, right, their grief journey, and this happened to be one of hers. And she took the bull by the horns and said, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna have the governor sign it, and it's gonna be a day in Kansas that we recognize everyone impaired or impacted by an impaired driver. And our staff here, our services, up 90% over last year. So the number of individuals that are out there looking for services, direct services, counseling, intervention, it's growing. And so today is just one of those opportunities for her to play a role in our awareness campaign and reminding people this is what we do.
It's amazing. It's amazing what work you guys are doing out there and the advocacy for the people. Because as you said, every statistic is a person, and it's great that you're trying to minimize that as most as possible. You know, hopefully one day we get it down to 0.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this morning, and thank you for informing us a little bit more about what's going on in the community.
Absolutely.
Of course, if everyone wants to learn more, head on over to MADD.org.